Hi everyone. Thanks for joining us for the first webinar of the many for 2022. Thank you so much for taking out the time and joining us for a quick, short 20 to 25-minute webinar on the importance of languages in digital marketing activities that we think is something that's not talked about much and holds a very great importance. So I'll just give a brief introduction. My name is Dhruv Mathur, and I'm the digital marketing executive at Braahmam International. With me is Thu here, who's the project manager at MediaWin International.
Nice to meet you.
And we're pretty excited to have the first webinar of the many this year. So let's get down to it. So, hold on. I think from marketers' point of view, there are a lot of areas and avenues for digital marketing and for marketers to reach people, right? I think there are n number of ways, but we can't go through all of that, right? So we'll be just focusing. I'll be focusing a bit on the five of those important ones, right? And I'll just run through how localization and languages can play a role in these five aspects, and then we'll dig a bit deeper into the video marketing, particularly aspect of it, right? So we start with online advertising. I think we all are aware of how big the industry is growing. The amount of money that's being spent by companies in advertising, which is primarily aimed at social media and search engine advertising. PPC ads alone, which is just the text display advertising on Google search results, it's estimated to reach $258 billion in 2022, which is a huge amount of money. And you can just think about how heavily people are and companies are investing into it, right? The second aspect, which is growing nowadays, is the video marketing side of it, right? 86% of the marketing professionals, according to a survey, think that video marketing is one of the best ways to reach people because it gives it explains their products and services, and it explains the story in a much better way that may not be explained and may take more time for people to understand in any other form. And and the third part we're all aware of is the SEO part, which is on and off space SEO things, and which is another growing field in digital marketing. And social media, I think half of the world population, and that is statistically that's true. I mean, around 4 billion people in the world out of the 7.9 billion are actually on some form of the social media or the other. So you can just imagine the amount of just imagine the amount of presence and reach you can have from there, right? And a byproduct of social media marketing, I think, is influencer marketing, in which people follow other, we're all aware, in which people follow their famous content creators they look up to them maybe in some form of the other, and that industry, and that's, I think, another profession that has come out of it, and it's quite interesting. I mean, you can read about it. So I think that industry is expected to reach $16.4 billion this year, which is I think a humongous amount. So how can we go local in these particular areas, right? What does it mean to go local in these particular five areas, right? So when we particularly talk about advertising, we need to make sure that the ads that we're targeting, they are actually customized and localized for that particular area, right? So what I mean is, you can't run ads, let's say in Japan, and run those in English. It won't make sense. I mean, you will I think get very low or negligible engagement rate on those ads. Your clicks and impressions would be almost negligible, right? So it's very important when we're either we're going with video or text ad, either we're going for PPC or display advertising. It's very important that your ad copy and your landing pages are localized for that particular area, and your videos are also more centric for that particular area. It's pretty important, right? The second the part comes is video marketing. And I like to personally for local areas, I like to, for localization, I like to personally segregate these four videos, the videos into four categories, which is, storytelling, which is very prominent for, new brands, new products, right? What they do is, in the local market, they gather some form of story and they convert it and they relate it to their product, right? Which is a form of engaging and, penetrating into the market. Second is informational, in which they just, in which they inform about their product or service for that specific market, right? How they do it is a second thing, but that is the idea behind it. Testimonials is user generated content, right? They take content from their current customers, and they ask them to rate or, provide feedback to their to the company, and the company then itself uses that as a marketing, thing. Demonstration is the most simplest example of demonstration videos is unboxing videos. Like, they display of, how the product or service works, right? And it's very important that these videos are localized for that particular market. The third point that we go is multilingual SEO, or the SEO part, right? So the I think multilingual or international SEO is the next, what do you say? It's the next thing that's coming up. Okay, so all the activities that you do, off and on page SEO, be it with content, be it with, backlinks or other off page, the website, all these things need to be localized for the particular, the target area that you're going towards, right? Because if it's not localized, if it's, if you're, let's say, you're penetrating into the Spanish market, you need content in Spanish, you need your website in Spanish, and that creates a better impact, because most of the people, and I've seen this from my personal experience, most of the people have their Google or search engine set in their own particular language, right? The fourth point is social media, right? In social media, I think there are n number of ways where you can go local, and, some of the ways, creating content in that particular language, like be it video or audio, or transcreating the existing content in the target language, creating country specific pages. These are just some of things. The fifth one is finding influencers of in that particular region, and, asking them to promote their product. But one thing that marketers don't keep in mind is they just look at the amount of number of followers. They don't just see, what kind of followers there are, right? If they're, they'll straight away go to 600k, like, of influencer having 600 or 700k followers. But the target, or the total number of followers, out of those, there may be only, 0.5% of whom they are the target audience. It's better to, find influencers who have 10 or 20 or 30k followers, but which are highly targeted, but that is something that marketers don't keep in mind. So today, further down, I like to just discuss about video marketing, right? What forms there are, what are the statistics of video marketing, and how and what are the advantages of going local, and then Thu will cover of a certain aspects about video advertising, right? So so statistically speaking, people retain 95% of a message when they see a video, as compared to 10% when they're reading it a text. And I think that is because of because people don't have time. They don't have time, and this may be also, you can blame social media for this, for the Instagram, TikTok reels for this, because everyone wants things quickly. They don't want to wait for certain stuff, right? And so people, generally speaking, they might rather see a video than read a 50-page book about it, right? And that's what movies and, they do, right? And it's predicted that 82% of the global internet traffic will come from video content, which is way, like, which is too much, I think. So these are just some of the forms of video content that is being created, and I think out of these, webinars, video blogs, reels, certain YouTube, let's say YouTube videos, live streaming, these kind of videos have like grown up, like the usage and their creation has grown up in the past 2 years so much, and especially reels, I would say TikTok and Instagram reels, that's growing heavily, right? So these are just some of the content that we can that companies can aim to create to get more customers on board. Webinar is that's what we're doing as well, but reels I think is another thing that's been growing like crazy. So what are the advantages, I would say, now we go down to, of having the video in the local language? Like statistically speaking, most of the people, they aim at just creating content in, English, which they think might work, one for all kind of stuff, but it doesn't work that way, right? Out of the total population, there's only 1.5 billion people who are native English speakers. So you can imagine the amount of speakers in other countries they are, and to reach them your video needs to be really localized for that language. Now there are a lot of ways to do that, but let's say you can get the video created again in that particular language, right? But not all companies have the budget or the power to do so, because they might seem more costly. They come you can't create a video for each and every region. So more economical way would be to add subtitles and voiceovers over it, um, in all your target languages and region. So now Thu will just take you towards some of the stats of video advertising, what they are.
Yes, there's a few things I want to address, as well as sum up all the information that Dhruv have been presenting. So you can see now, with the invention of TikTok, the fastest growing social media at the moment, they are based on videos, as well as Instagram Reels, Facebook and Instagram Stories. Videos can catch attention very quickly. That's why, as I'm sorry, along with the point that Dhruv said, time is now a scarcity. So video is the trend now, and it's surpassing the text advertisement in the text in general of the influence capturing attention. So social media advertising is expecting to grow from 153 billion to 252 billion within the expansion of 5 years. And also, social media users is going to take half of the population in the year of in the upcoming year 2025. This growth is for US alone, but in the graph that you can see, but I think is good. It is a good representation of the trend of the coming years. Yeah, you can change the. Yeah, thank you. To recap, the benefits here to localize the language for your marketing campaign is to, first of all, decrease the barrier to market entry. As you can see, 74% of the online interaction is in non-English. So we need to tap into that and localize the language and the content to that 74%. I'd like to quote of Nelson Mandela: "If you talk to a man in the language he understands, it stays in his head. But when you talk to a man in his language, it will go to his heart." So attention is very valuable for a brand. It's the goal for, if the company wants to sell anything, it will go from attention to liking and favorable into taking action. So that's the first step that we have to do to capture their attention if the brand wants to enter a market. From that point, we go into the second point, is to improve the organic visibility. You have to fully emerge into that market and increase the SEO. For example, Google. If you ever travel to a foreign country, if you ever search for something, um, the first the first page is always the websites in that language. Not always, but majority. So apply to the videos. You need your title in the language that you would like to reach to increase your visibility. And the third thing is the brand identification is uh, among the local market, as I said before, to convince the audience that it's the part of their culture. Yeah, and the next.
Yeah, so where do we come in all of this picture, right? So we provide a comprehensive solution for all of your marketing video content, right? Video or audio content, right? We provide an end-to-end solution for all the subtitling, voiceover, and transcription needs, right? And through will just run you through the main USPs that you guys can get through us.
Yeah, so the collaboration from MediaWen and Braahmam is very interesting. We offer you a one-stop solution, which is this is all you need, the solution you need. You don't have to find other tools. And we cover from end to end your request. It's either subtitling, transcription, multilingual translation, um, encoding. This is contains all the tools you need for your localization for your video. Um, Plus, we are your data security now is a hot topic as well as all the scandals you see in the previous years. We are an European-based company in France. Um, so we are GDPR compliant, plus our ecosystem are trusted and our server is well protected. Also, we're 100 plus languages supported, which is I can safely say the majority of the world population covered, world language population that is covered. We also have a very, um, I can say, a workflow that is optimized to get your project, to distribute it, and to get it done as fast as possible. And we can customize, as I said before, according to your request. Yeah, thank you. Um, and finally, we would like to briefly talk about a workflow and what happened after you have a request and after you have a quote. Um, so you will have the access to deposit your video to a platform, MW Hub, and the production will take place from there. We provide a platform to work for linguistic and as well as teams uh, of language professionals to work on your video, whether it's subtitling, voiceover, translation, multilanguage, and you have the ability to monitor your the quality of your project, and then give a validation, and then you'll be able to export whether an SRT file to upload on your YouTube channel, or you want a integrated burnt subtitles for other social media. And yeah, thank you for
Right.
listening.
So thank you so much. I've pasted a link in the chat, and that is a demo of our platform, right, from end to end. So you can have a complete look at the platform of how it works, how everything works, and for any requirements that you may have for your marketing content or any type of video or audio content that you may have that you would like to get it localized. Here are the contact details of myself and Thu. And yes, thank you so much. And any questions that you guys may have,
Yeah,
we're happy to answer.
I would like to say it's the interaction time, so we're looking at chats and
Yeah.
yeah, hi. Um, how can I say your name? Are you here? Kinjay, are you here? We
Kinjal,
can,
yeah.
yeah, Kinjay.
Any questions? Anything?
I see there's some in chat. I would like to hear your feedback. Do you have any question? Yes.
Thanks, Amit. Any questions? Anything?
Hi, Amit.
Yeah.
Yes. Erwan said, how long does it take to subtitle a video? Yes. Um, to subtitle a video, we have to go through several processes, but depending on the length of your video, for example, 5 minutes, it will, from end to end, it will take um, 2 to 3 business days. And yeah, for 20 minutes, it will take for 5 to 7, and anything more than that, we can estimate and we'll get back to the request. But we do take emergency requests, and that we're very highly customized and customer oriented towards the customer's request. So anything happens, we can um, communicate and solve the problem together. I hope that answered the question. You're welcome, Gautier.
Right. We have a question that says, do you have any strategies for video localization in foreign markets using social media other than video content marketing? Uh, Kinjal, could you just clarify a bit? Because so you mean to ask that any strategies for localizing video in foreign markets?
Are we talking about strategy marketing, or go to the
Yeah.
operational process also? Like on what level are we talking about? Okay, any
Yeah.
marketing strategies? I guess, Truth?
Yeah. Any marketing strategies? Yeah, so I would say that video content for foreign markets, see, it depends. Video is just one aspect for it, I would definitely say. To enter a foreign market, it depends on definitely the language, like how complex the language structure is there. And obviously, see, budget is any day, but it depends on what all areas do you want to invest into, right? So if you're particularly saying that you're only going to invest into SEO activities, then video content will be a small part of it. But if you say that we're only going to be investing into video content marketing through social media, like just social media is just one thing, through any other mediums as well, then that's a separate thing. But I would say it depends on your overall plan of what your targeting is, and what do you have in mind for it.
Yeah, and if you want another more general from the strategic point of view, you can identify the steps that you will take. You can either do it from the waterfall effect or the sprinkle. You can say, you can, for example, sprinkle. You can identify the group of countries you want to penetrate to, not just video marketing, but a wide array of um, your marketing strategy in general. So you target similar language group, or you target similar culture group
Right.
that you can produce the video with similar style, so that so first of all, it will be similar and lower budget, easier to produce, and you can avoid very big major misunderstanding, like the major fails that you can see once in a while that happens to companies that doesn't research well. And all the waterfall methods, which is you can um, you can launch trickling. I can say that's better. One country after another and after another. So it's taking steps. So you identify, for example, China first, and then where else? Korea, or yeah, the East. It's similar. You will identify, okay, I go there and I'll go here, and you learn along the way. Yeah, that is my more general answer for like a marketing strategy for to penetrate into a foreign market.
Right, right. I hope this answers your question, Kinjal. Yeah, any more questions? Otherwise, we can wrap it up. Thanks, Kinjal. Right. So, is there? Yeah, Kendra, I personally so definitely think that multilingual SEO is the next big thing. I mean, in the coming years, this is something that's going to be heavily invested into by companies, right? Because, like I said in my presentation, there are um, most of the people like in European cities that I've seen, even I'm pretty sure in other countries as well, they have their search engines definitely in their own language, right? So obviously, if the search engine is in their language, they will see the results of the website, like Tu mentioned, of which are already in the particular language, right? So you'll need to definitely invest into multilingual SEO as you go as you if you think about penetrating into a new market. Yeah. Right. So, if there are any more questions, you guys can put in. Otherwise, we can close it. We'll just wait for another minute. So, I think you're on mute.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just want to say I highly recommend if this doesn't answer any question or isn't unclear, you can click on our links or find out our social media pages to get a better insight of what we do or to answer any question that you have.
Right. If you have any more questions, you can definitely pop us an email or contact us on LinkedIn or any of the social media. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll see you soon again in our next webinar. Thank you. Thanks, too. Thank you.
Good luck for everyone for
Yeah.
whatever you're doing, and yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Thanks.